J'ai du succès dans mes affaires, j'ai du succès dans mes amours, je change souvent de secrétaire. J'ai mon bureau en haut d'une tour, d'où je vois la vie en l'envers, où je contrôle mon univers. Je passe la moitié de ma vie en l'air, entre New York et Singapour. Je voyage toujours en première. Hi guys, today I present you my last film about watercolor painting, and this time I put my camera to register all the drawing, all the painting from almost the very beginning. Well, the very first part with the pencil. I skipped this part. It is an opportunity to explain you how I'm working with colors and what I want to obtain. What are my techniques and first of all, I would like to share these techniques because I think it's very important to share my work and my experience with others, because this is what I want to have for me as well, meaning that I would like to know also how you guys are working with watercolors, and also because I think that for those who are searching for motivation, this is also very good, and for those who are let's say less experienced, maybe it will be a useful film, because I am like you. I needed a long time to find the motivation and to start painting on a daily basis, and I think it's a good idea to show you, and maybe if you looking for looking my film, if you have some ideas to share, you can leave them in the comments, and it will be great for me also to know your opinion. So here I was not searching for a long time for the subject to paint, so I find quite interesting to take something that it's in my immediate environment, so something that I'm using and or in my fridge. So it's egg packaging, and I think this is a three-dimensional subject which can help me to study shadows, light, also to experiment with the color, with the pigment on paper, with more or less water, and so since I consider that it is better to start than to think and to trying to find out is it good or not, do I change the composition, or so I prefer practicing. That I suggest also to everybody, because uh, it's also a kind to a reflection, mental work, even when we just practice, because uh, the information that we gather in the real time, how our brushes performs, how the water pigment or your colors. So it is very important, and it it helps to be very close to the reality, because if we just thinking, imagining how we will do this or that, it is not sufficient. So now here I have a sketchbook or notebook of Canson paper, which is not really for watercolor. So, but it is somehow, the way to also to show to myself and to you that finally we can take any paper that we have, and then to see if it works or not, and also to see if maybe we find something new and different. It's I think even in the cooking, the best recipes were found through experimenting. I have, of course, watercolor paper, a special paper, but I have this notebook, which is with me since several years, that I'm not, I have not finished at the beginning of when I purchased it. So and now I'm in the dynamics where I want to go and finish all my started sketchbooks. So I took this one, and I said to myself that I will continue, I will complete it as soon as possible. So after a pencil drawing, let's say not pushed very far, but to get the more or less clear and good composition, I decided to put a wash with just pure water, because it is the way to prepare the surface of the paper, and to take off some sealing on the surface that could be, and also the some oils or fat, because all time when we touch the paper, or we use pencil and erase, and we leave something, particles that are probably not can influence the quality of our washes. So I, as a rule, I put just a pure water once to make the surface wet, and to prepare it for the color. And then when after this pure water wash, I started just with cardboard part of the packaging, with the colors that I have. They are two greens. And by the way, I can tell you that I'm using Schminke palette for this still life, and I have several months of experience with these colors. I can't really tell you that it's perfect or it's not good, or well, it's a quality, professional quality, supposed to be professional quality paints, and I have also Winsor Newton and Dalerone collection of half pans, and also Russian watercolor White Nights, White River, I think it was called White River, because I bought these paints more than 10 years or 15 years ago. So it was still just at the beginning of the 21st century. And I have put them aside, and then just recently, and more precisely at the end of the 2018, I started to use them, and to remember some techniques and some hints that I have already knew at this time, means 20 or 25 years ago. So after preparing the paper surface, that I started to paint with the greens, and to be able, first of all, one wash, just a very light green color, to just to cover the area of the packaging, and I also put some blue color to indicate the shadow area, and with other green started to draw the volume, to draw the more darker parts of the image. So basically I use just 2 green colors, and as you see, then what I'm doing is, I have only one brush. It is a natural hair brush. It's a Kolinsky Sable natural brush, and I think this is really great quality of brush, because I can compare it with synthetic brush that I have as well, and the pleasure of this is really the surface. It slides very smoothly on the paper surface, the natural hair. I found that with synthetic fibers of hair, there are some resistance, or some it is not so smooth. So, and any case, I think it's better to start and to use the best quality I can get for the brushes. And I really like this brush. It's from Da Vinci manufacturer. So what I think it is also important to say that during the painting, the most important thing for me is to get the pleasure and to be pleased with the image of what I'm doing. And so the pigment, the paints of Schmidtke are very fine. It's no almost no granulate, nothing. It's transparent. So from this point, it is a very good paint. So and in combination with natural sable, Kalinsky sable hair brush, it's really I have a good time to paint. What is also particular for this my actual painting or my training, let's say, because it is something that I have started on the 1st of May. I told myself that I'm going to do drawings or paintings on a daily basis. So I have to make something every single day, and also not consider this like an obligation, but as a way to see what I can produce, and this is I suggest also to you, if you are hesitating or just in doubts to start, not to start, do you have a good paper or no, do you have a brushes, do you have a I think that the most important is to put you at work, to see how all these elements, how all this system works and performs, and try different materials, different tools for comparing the effects and results, and this is something that I strongly suggest you, because in my situation I'm also always happy the next day I see my production that I made before the day before, and I'm so happy that I could accomplish something. You know, that this is not just the white paper that I have bought 15 years ago, as it was the situation during almost 15 or maybe more years, you know. So and it is clear that we can't find the motivation or energy every day to make at the same level of inspiration or interest or how whatever. So to put me on the work, this is for me very important. So I think that as the good technique, the technique of a kind of meditation and thinking and combining this meditation with the breathing rhythm, exhale, inhale, and think about this, that the sooner I start to do something, better it is. So that's why I'm not really, spending the time to search for objects or combining this several things in one composition. So that's why I took this egg packaging and just started to paint. I am using only one cup for the water. So it is better to use 2 cups of water, because in one you can clean your brush, and the other one with just clean water you used to take the new color. In that case, you are not contaminating color with the pigments that are floating in your the only cup of water, because with each cleaning of your brush and changing the color, so you get a duller result. But okay, this is it's good when you can do it. It means that when you are in your atelier, you as soon as you have this possibility, I suggest to get 2 cups of water. And then the other thing that when we are looking for the for the colors, for the brushes, for paper is very important, of course, and all the things are so diversified. If you look to on the internet, you have so many producers, brands, and whatever. So it can be deconcentrating at a certain point, but anyway, we have to move and to go and to practice. This is important, really, and that's why the practice is the main goal of all this story. So now, for me, it is also a great way to be able to look at my work through this camera view. So this is, let's say, it's a double pleasure, because not only I'm getting pleasure when I'm coloring my drawing, I'm making my painting, but then I have also a film, and I can also express myself, and especially to be able to address all my subscribers. By the way, and at this point, if you stayed and listening to my speech till now, I am strongly suggest you, and it would be really fantastic if you just subscribe and leave your comment, and also put your like, because I think that this kind of sharing and communication really the sense of our time. It's a great way to develop together our skills, and probably to if you just looking and thinking what he's doing, or is it really rational, or whatever, you have something important maybe to say, or even if you want to give me just your references, just tell me, hi, please come and see my own production, because we are working more or less in the same direction, so maybe it would be interesting for you. So it's good, and that's why the videography and this way, on this platform, the YouTube, I'm really fond of these things because for painting, I developed the skills to utilize my brush, paper, paints, but when I have to mount my film, I need to be also skilled to be able to explain what I am doing and to be able to speak to my audience. And I would like to have an audience. I would like to share and to be comprehensive for those who are looking on my painting, on my drawings, and because it's something that does not arrive immediately, so it is a kind of experience. Of course, I'm not pretending to say that I was drawing at this rhythm during 20 years. No, but I have the experience of the art history, of architecture, of drawing, of urban sketching, of still life that is always present, even if I'm not practicing directly. I'm going to libraries to see some books on this subject. I am looking for the production of my fellow painters on YouTube. There are so many interesting items that are explained and touched, and I think, generally speaking, it is very good way and not invasive, because I'm not forcing you to go further to absolutely look everything what I'm showing here and what I am talking about. But I would be really satisfied if you will find something interesting for you, for yourself. And even if you have questions, it will be even better, because my explanations will be better constructed, and because with the questions we have more vision and clarity to describe these things. And so I was talking about paper, about my palette, watercolor palette, about water, about my brush, about my subject, for drawing, and maybe I will tell a couple of words why I am doing this still life in the period when I decided to go out and to make on a daily basis, sketching the architecture and in generally the urban sketching. It means that to draw buildings, to draw people on the streets, cars, this city activity. But with such a task, we are not always in a good conditions, because Sometimes there are no light, sometimes it rains, sometimes it's so cold that even the water freezing. So from time to time, I think it's a good idea to set a still life at home or in your workshop and atelier, and to just make this work. By the way, the month of November, I'm drawing the place in Geneva with all the buildings and all the composition on this place. It is a place, Place de Neuve, and in particular the opera theater, which was renovated and started after the several years of construction or reconstruction works. So we just started recently. So especially the facade, the elevations were all restored with all the ornamentation, and it's a beautiful building, and it is an interesting for me as a task to draw it from different angles, and to be very mobile with my materials. I'm drawing with sketching with just fountain pen with black ink. It's a rotring black ink, which is water soluble and partially soluble. And so my, let's say, my November production is generally black and white. So that's why it was like a color ray to make this colored still life, and not to be too long with just a black and white composition, because honestly I prefer to work with colors, and to draw in black and white. I think it's very good exercise, but it is a different exercise when we study values, when we study drawing, but when working with colors, I think I privileged in the composition the color areas and the balance and the harmony of these areas, and I think it works differently. It's not like just the black and white drawing. That's why sometimes at a certain point, when I was doing my urban sketches, when the drawing is too precise, too hard, I think it's difficult then to apply color, because it becomes more than a colored drawing than a painting, in my view, in my understanding. I think that working with color has to be different, and we are in another system, and all all the work, reflection, and harmony must be made in accordance with this difference. So the drawing is less important, and in this hierarchy we have to privilege the color, the power of the color. So this is quite obvious when I choose to make this still life in colors, because immediately I saw that I made almost 20 sketches in black and white, and I have this tendency to maybe to outline the forms, or to put the black lines, the thing like this, that's why I think that at a certain point we have also to choose the direction, what we prefer, because as I said before, the pleasure of doing, the pleasure of painting is the most important, because it must be not something that you oblige to do. It must be, in my opinion, something that you need to do for your comfort, for your harmony, interior, all the things, for the wellness, as we say. It's in a certain point is a way to get this wellness, mental fit, and bien-être, as it is said in French. And so why I still continue with the black and white, because this system is very very mobile, so I don't need to have cups of water, different colors, and all these things. So I just took my sketchbook, my fountain pen, and the Pentel aqua brush, the brush with the water container. So just to put some water on the lines, and I can use and reuse the color of my pen ink to cover the shadow areas, and by this way gets this three-dimensional effect. So from this point of view, wow, this is great to be able just with one fountain pen and one aqua brush, and you are done. You can go and sketch whatever you like, and all these things. So, and by this means I can study a new composition, and I can study also the city, the places from where I can draw, and to have an interesting point of view. So this is very, very, very good, and also it's a new motivation to be able to go out and to create every day. So what I'm suggesting you, if you are listening to this my story, so I suggest to take whatever you have, even if you just have the graphite pencil. This is already something that make you closer, put you closer to the creation of a composition, of a drawing. So as you see now, we are arriving to the end. So now I already almost finished my still life composition, and some topics I can talk to you about, and some of them were not yet touched. So I'm planning to make more videos on this theme, and to explain more, because we are in the domain when we can go deeper in the technique, to see how we can manage the wet on wet technique, or wet on dry, or even a dry brush technique, and all this also combining watercolor ink, China ink, pencils, and all the things. So it is absolutely passionate sphere, I think, passionate world of painting, and everybody can find the interest and the pleasure, and develop their capacities, and then also this fantastic tool that we can discuss and communicate through videos, through comments, through posting our photos. So be sure to check out my Instagram account, where I am posting all my daily production, and with some comments, and here on YouTube I'm producing videos about how to make a still life, or a portrait, or a urban sketch, and I plan to do much more, and give you more details, and give you the possibility to do by yourself, and to be happy also with your production, because I think this is really the interest of this activity. So thank you very much for watching, and be sure to put your thumbs up, and to subscribe to my channel, and to interact, and to leave your comments, and give me your feedback about the film that I have already posted on my channel, and maybe about the suggestions, or about what you wanted to see from me, because I think that on YouTube there are so many, let's say, masters that can talk about their production from their specific angles. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.